Alright, so I'm just going to do a little video to accompany the description and the pictures, just so you can have more of a visual on what it is you're looking at. So we'll go with the engine bay first. So that's the engine bay. We've got the dual Baby Weber carbs. They don't have any chokes on them, but these are supposed to be the best for performance and for fuel economy for this 1641. We've got dual batteries and a split charge system there. All the wiring on the van has been redone. It's got the fire loop in there just in case anything ever did go wrong. And on this side you've got the electrics, so you've got the plug so you can plug up to the 240 at campsites, and there's also a 12 volt switch box there for the power inside the van when you're camping as well. It's got electronic ignition, and it's got a breather system on there. That's not for racing or anything like that, it's just simply to help it breathe, to stop oil leaks, and it does a really good job. As you can see, the floor's nice and dry, which is quite a bonus for one of these vans. It's got a vintage speed exhaust on it, which is nice and quiet, but it does allow the exhaust gases to flow well, so it doesn't restrict it. It's got a 2 litre gearbox, which has had the ratios changed, so as you'll see from the pictures, at about 70 miles an hour it's doing about 3,500. It will go past 80 if you wanted to, but I wouldn't bother doing that because I don't want to kill the engine. I'm sure it's capable. It's got an alternator on it as well rather than the generator, and it's all the good stuff like the linkage and everything. It's quite a reliable setup. So we're going to start the thing from cold now and show you the gears. We've done the gears so that the gear stick's been specially set up underneath with all the bush and everything, so you can actually find it like a normal one rather than being a bowl of porridge. Okay, so this is the dash. Normal clocks, but I've added the rev counter, which is a Smith's one. It's got an immobiliser on it. I needed that when we was in Australia for the insurance. That's been reliable, and also we've got the oil pressure and oil temperature gauge because I like to see what's going on. So we'll do a start from cold, a quick run, and then you'll see. We've also got here, this is so that I could have kilometres per hour over there. You could probably use that in Europe if you wanted to, but otherwise it's miles an hour. And then there's a sticker there from when it was last serviced in Australia, and that's what it's done now. Right, you hold the phone and I'll do the start. So there's some paperwork for the carbs. Because they've got no choke, you have to press the accelerator a couple of times before you fire it up. And there's the electric fuel pump going. It's not really hard to start. You just got to let it warm up a little bit before you take off. Let the oil get around the engine. So we'll just give that a quick second. So everything works. All the wipers, emergencies. That's for the interior light, and then you got the normal lights there. They're all good. The ignition's on the dashboard on this one, and the indicator's there. It's not self-cancelling on this one, but you just get used to that. Right, so yeah, she's ticking over now. Handbrake off. First, second, third, fourth, nice and easy. And then reverse, you just lift up the thing and straight back. So you can find them, it's not all over the place. It's had a new clutch and everything with it. It's had a lot of money spent on it. There'll be loads of stuff I've forgotten to talk about, but it's got new calipers, discs and pads on the front, and it's also had new disc brake conversion on the back, which is why I've had to put the bigger wheels on it, because the old standard wheels wouldn't quite fit, which the guy told me they would, which was a bit of a shame. Just show the gears. Nice and easy with the gears. See? I've driven a few where you struggle to get them in. So it's not the fastest thing in the world, but compared to quite a lot, it's pretty nippy for one of these. You'll definitely keep up with traffic on the motorway, no problem. So when it comes to starting it when it's warm, you just basically start turning it over and then just give it a little bit of gas as you go, and you'll hear it fire straight up then. Brakes are quite good for one of these. That's foot down. Goes alright. There's always a rattle or two on these things. You spend your life chasing things down and tightening things up here and there. It's all part of the VW fun. There is a hammock that sits over these driver's seats we use for our little girl, and then the back bed turns into a double. All the windows and everything work. The key is the same key for all the locks. We've got a spare key for it as well, and a spare immobilised lock. So we'll just do a turn around in here, I think. The rest of the stuff I can put on the descriptions. It was just more of a visual, so you could see the gears and everything in the engine and how it starts from cold. This is reverse. Forgotten to cancel the indicator. On the handbrake, because it's got a disc on the back, the handbrake's pretty good. I can't remember if it's a 5 or 6 rib gearbox, but you can have a look underneath. It's also got a slightly extended oil sump on it, so it's got a bit more oil in there. It's not too low that it affects anything, but it's good to have that extra bit. And then
I missed that. Do you want to do that again?
Handbrake's good. No, it's alright. So I think that's covered most of it. As you can see, the oil pressure's good. And the key is there. It's got an old style radio in it. It's not old, but it works. The speakers down there. And there's also speakers in the back. And that's a proper metal frame rock and roll bed. So it's a good safe one, and there is anchor points. There's 2 anchor points. We had them put in specially because we've got 2 children, so you can put the seats on there, and then you've got the anchor points for the car seats. It's got brand new seat belts all round, proper ones, so that's good. Even in the back, I've not pulled them through the seat yet because we just come back from camping. We've got electrical points in the back as well. So it's nothing fancy, but you've got 2 different USBs and a cigarette lighter style 12 volts, and then you've got 2 plug sockets when you hook up into the caravan. The storage under there, and then that's all part of the bed. All the curtains are magnetic rather than drilled in, because we didn't want to spoil the interior because it's all been retrimmed. All the roof linings been redone and everything. All the seals, the lot really. So yeah, I'll put the rest in the description. Hopefully that's given you a bit of an overview on how she drives, how she starts, and some of the extra bits that we've fitted. Alright.